Hey everybody, and welcome to the Charisma Check Podcast. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Peter Johnson, and today I'm here to play some Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. And a special new friend. Specifically, to my right.
My name is Carl Belue. I'm playing Pip Hiltfray, a halfling fighter.
And to his right.
I'm Jacob Frank, and I'm playing Aizen Cruxis, an Legend Elf Paladin.
And to his right.
I'm Nathan Wintermute, and I am playing Hawthorne Flaxtop, a halfling artificer.
And to his right.
I am Chris, playing Tiefling the... Let me restart.
Tiefling the Witch.
I'm playing Lilith the Tiefling Witch.
Nice. And then to his right, we have our special guest star to celebrate our new campaign arc, our first guest star. Yay.
Hi guys, I'm Adam Flynn, and I am playing a character who you will find out about shortly.
Yes, it's a mystery. That's how we like to start things off here. When last we left our heroes, they had just rescued Tulip from the clutches of an evil necromantic gnome, destroyed his hideout, stole all of his stuff, rescued Wizzy and a keg robot, made it back to Pescatoon, where Tulip is recuperating, and the heroes are going to decide what to do. Ta-da! Okay, your turn. I did some talking.
So we're still in Pescatoon?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the morning and we took our long rest?
It can be, yeah. I'm going to say here that since we're starting new, we're going to have some time to do whatever you want.
Okay.
You can go back to the city, take your time right now, because there's nothing pressing that you know of. So you can do downtime activities. You can, do research. You can figure out new missions. But you got to get back to the headquarters first.
I'm going to go up to Hawthorne and just ask him, I have this crossbow, and I would like to maybe combine it with my shield. That way I could do ranged and melee attacks all in at once.
Interesting.
Is there a way that you could combine these?
Well, I don't know if I would use that exact shield, but are you thinking of some sort of guard? I possibly. So can I work on that?
Yeah,
I've got a couple things I'd like to tinker on.
Or could we perhaps attach it to my bracer?
But yeah, I mean, that's a cool idea. Because I talked to you guys about those wild lantern shields that one day. So yeah. So Tulip finally wakes up and she sits up in bed. She seems like she's recovered some of her strength. She basically conveys to you guys she's ready to go whenever you are. But she says, I'm very hungry.
Well, we can...
Not for blood. Not for blood. Don't worry. Just regular food.
It's a good one. It's a bit too soon.
Well,
I mean, if you were, I'd offer myself for you. You can drink my blood.
Uh-oh.
But I'll be happy to go down and get you some food.
Yes, Aizen, I think that would be good. Go.
It's getting weird
a little red
already.
In the face right now, a little embarrassed.
I don't mind him. He's an interesting fellow, but he's one of my coworkers now.
I can tell. That's great. Basically,
It's like, don't let him know, but he worships a dead god.
So, boy, you guys are interesting.
The sorts that I hang around.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been up to some things myself, so we can talk about that another day. Well, let's get out of here.
All right, I'm going to go down to Paranol and get her some food.
Yeah. Okay.
If she's there. If Paranol's there and not in Pip's room.
No, Paranel is the mayor.
Paranel Roundtree is the mayor.
That would be.
I got my notes.
Isabel Hillis is the bartender.
Yeah, I got my notes wrong, so my bad.
When you go into the room, you catch her trying to feed Pip a piece of bacon. She's like, "Oh, look, hey, you drop this," and then she kind of says, "What can I get you?"
Can I? I was just wondering if I could get some food for the lovely lady that we brought in today.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. And then she, makes breakfast for everybody. So you guys can, pay your tab, head back out. So then you guys load up, head back to Acadia. The journey's not, very long.
Before, I'll give Isabel a map of where we're going.
Yeah, you'll point out specifically where the...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Our giant mansion.
Yes. Giant, impressive Super, not overcompensating for anything. It's really great. It's not. It's tastefully sized.
Yes.
Tastefully.
We didn't pick it out. I mean,
It's above average, like our
It's a yeah.
I mean, wouldn't any home be massive to a halfling?
Yeah.
Could you even reach the doorknob?
Yes. Like
Lilith.
Just had to point that out there. He needed help getting on a bull's. What is it?
Stools are tall.
yeah.
Bar stool.
Historically speaking, or we'll just assume this was kind of back in time. They
okay.
actually had the doorknobs a lot lower on houses.
They did. Okay, I will say they didn't have lower doorknobs, and sometimes in the middle of the door. That was a thing. But I'm not playing with that shit. They're regular doors.
I was like, were the doors also round?
Yes, they're all round. You had to stoop down if you're a regular human to get in them.
That's right.
You'd bump your head on your chandeliers.
Yeah.
In the-
Anyway. So, you guys head back. Is there anything on the day's journey you want to do?
Yeah, I would like to ask Pip if I can borrow his trident for a
Mhm.
little bit and just tinker on it. I've got some plans.
Oh. You're going to let him tinker on your trident?
I thought that was only for a.
Isabel might get jealous.
I will let you tinker with the trident.
Thank you.
I'll take my water and I'll just stick it to my nose and breathe it in to see if the water breathing works on the cloak.
Yeah, it does. You can just like put your face in there.
Guys, look at this.
I didn't activate it.
Here, stick your head in the keg robot.
Oh, God.
Yeah, start breathing some alcohol.
On the
Wait,
trip,
not the acid.
Yeah.
No, that's the oil.
on the trip, I'm just gonna be chatting with Tula, just small talk.
Yeah, she'll basically tell you she's kind of lived a much less regimented life than her brother. She's tended to go on her own adventures, do her own thing. She's kind of gotten into some scrapes here and there, but she's learning to take care of herself. You know, and looking at her, you can tell she's got a very roguish cut to her clothes. She's got you can see a bunch of daggers kind of hidden in her clothes.
Well, if they're
I like
hidden,
your
wouldn't we
style.
see them?
Yeah. What?
If the daggers are hidden, how do we see them?
I mean, not like, you know what I mean. That's one strike, Chris. Anyway.
I'm just telling us I've had quite an upbringing too. It's been a wild life.
But she's also still very tired, and she kind of, just is in and out of conversations. At one point, she lays down, excuses herself and lays down in the wagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at Hawthorne and Tulip, and I'll just kind of reminisce and just have like a feeling of like happiness for him, but also like jealousy. And then I'll just kind of twiddle my thumbs as I'm waiting on my trident to be tinkered.
While I'm working on the trident, I'll look over at Pip and say, "Hey, Pip, I back in the lighthouse. You said that you knew how I was feeling, but do you have a sister too?"
I will look kind of like, I guess, outside more of. I'll say, yeah. How are you doing on the trident?
It's coming along. Next time you use it, try throwing it.
All right.
Oh,
And
Just gonna leave it at that. Just give him a dangerous weapon, not tell him how to use it.
I think you'll be nicely surprised.
all right. I'll take it from Hawthorne, and I'll reach my fist out to give him a fist bump.
I'll tap it with the tool.
Yes. So you guys make it back to Acadia, make it back to the manor. Everything, when you arrive, actually, you pull up to the gates, you can see a crew of people actively landscaping, manicuring all the topiaries, kind of trimming all the bushes, cutting the grass. There are people like touching up paint on the outside. And they all look like they're all half orcs, from what you can see, based on what Fusible told you. This is the crew that she hired.
What color? What color is the house?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
It's like,
Because this could be a deal breaker.
Yeah, we might have to get him to repaint it.
There's kind of a stone foundation that they're not painting, but the wood siding is kind of a deep red. It was kind of hard to tell what the paint was originally because it was kind of worn down and old, and no one had clearly ever touched up the paint in a long time. So right now it's like a deep kind of almost rust like red color.
I'm going to excuse myself from the wagon. I'm going to go up to whoever seems to be in charge of all this, not Malfuzbul, but one of the orcs. And I'm just going to say, whose idea was to paint this dark red? We specifically asked for magenta.
Magenta? Whoa.
whoa, why magenta? You know what magenta is, right?
It's a beautiful color.
Puce. I wanted puce. No.
No, we didn't ask for it magenta. I'm just messing with you. We did, however, ask it to be a nice light blue.
Are you just addressing the gathered crew, just yelling?
No, I'm going to.
You're going to go talk to
just
a
random orc.
Or just a random person?
Just a random orc.
He'll look up. He's like trimming one of the hedges. He'll look up and say, "Oh, you're one of the bosses. You run the place."
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Aizen Cruxis at your service.
Say, talk to Foosball. She's the one said to do this. You said she told us what to do, right? That's what we're doing.
Well, I'm telling you now, I want it changed. So make that
Okay.
happen.
Well, I'll talk to my boss then.
I
See
am
what
your
I could
boss.
do. Well, my sub boss. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job.
Okay. Well, make sure it's light blue.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Okay. No problem.
He's not even the one painting.
Yeah. He just like puts the head trimmers down and he walks over and like is yelling at the guy painting, and the guy like puts just throws the brush down and like stomps down the ladder.
Why you gotta hate on the orcs?
What do the rest of you do as Aizen immediately starts bossing people around?
I'm going to find a different orc and say, why is it?
I wanted it to be green.
As we're going, looks great, guys. Great color choices.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like all of us find a different orc. It's like half the house is red, half the house is blue.
We'll see about that. So you go in. You also see there's some signage out front advertising a bakery cafe with Cassius's famous waffle bowls. When you go in the front door, there's also been put up some standees with the red velvet rope to kind of like box in certain areas. So there's like a path that goes around, and when you go in, Wafoosbal is talking to another of the orcs, the half orcs, and is saying, "Hey, you gotta make sure they can't get in here." And then she sees you guys come in, and she says, "Hey, you're back. That was fast."
Yeah, we're pros.
We were gone for only about 3 or 4 days.
So, yeah,
How long
We got
did
a
you
lot
think
done.
we were going to be gone?
I thought a week. I tried to get as much done as I could. I didn't expect you back so soon.
You're fine. Everybody's doing their job accordingly, and we like what we see.
No, so you like the color? I picked the color.
I do. It's excellent.
Oh yes, perfect color.
Yes, it's great.
It's like a giant barn.
I love the color.
Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce you to a couple people. This here is my sister, Tulip.
Oh wow, your sister.
I'm sure you can see the resemblance.
Oh yeah, you guys look exactly the same.
We ran into her in Pescatoon, but
Just wow, that's really cool. Is she staying with us?
perhaps for a time. Could you prepare a room for her?
Oh yeah.
And also Wizzy.
Yes, we acquired this little gnome. It's a long story. There was a necromancer involved, but
She says, "Wow."
That's a
just
long
know
story.
that he's actually from Acquisitions Incorporated originally.
She says, "Oh, that's crazy. So is he going to work with us or?"
He's your boss.
We don't know yet. We're going to talk to him.
Okay. So then she will, if you don't have anything else to tell her to do, she's been taking notes and she goes off to
Oh,
Set up a
I would
room.
like to mention one other thing before I forget.
Uh-huh.
I forgot. No. Was it the
Gold.
Yes.
It was the one of the people that we were attempting to hire. The one with the egg. I want her to find that person and buy the egg. I want that egg.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you have any information about her? Do you have her name or anybody?
You
I
can look
get
through
the
her
dossier.
Yeah, let's look through the old paperwork. What it is?
Yeah, if you guys save the paperwork, then you can go through it and find her.
Okay.
We include the paperwork with your documents, or
So, okay. And her name was Lasgar Thundersword? Something like that. I'll look it up later. But yeah, she can try to find her.
All right. So yeah, that's my thing. I want that egg.
I walk outside to the backyard
Gotta get that out there.
and I throw my trident at the wall.
Wait, at the house?
The city wall?
Yeah, the city wall.
What happens when he throws his trident in the city wall?
well, it goes as far as your range is, and then it comes flying back to your hand.
Whoa.
Wait. Okay.
By
Point?
command, or it just does it on its own?
It just
Like, does it boomerang and the spikes come back at him?
That's pretty cool.
So now you have Aquaman's trident.
So what else would you guys like to do now that you arrived at? Well, Foos will set up a room.
Okay, so I will. Where does all of the stuff that he puts in his bag go?
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag.
Yeah, it's in
You can
the
ask. I'll just dump it all out. In
the hordes person bag.
Yes.
Yeah, you can start rummaging around in there and try to
Yeah.
find everything.
All the books. I'm just gonna big stack of books, just walking away with it.
Okay, where do you take them?
Library, obviously.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's normally where you put books. I don't know if you want to put books about necromancy out in the general view, but I mean,
I'll
it's up
put
to
it. I'll
you.
put it in the dark corner of the library. Behind the iron gate.
behind the
section.
velvet rope.
Yes.
I'm gonna check on Tulip, see how she's accommodating to the house.
Yeah, she's good. She's just kind of sitting on her bed, looking around. She doesn't have anything to unpack, so she's just looking around the room.
Tulip, let us know if you need anything. My room is just down the hall. If you need to talk or anything, you're more than
In
welcome.
the middle of the night when nobody's.
I'm actually up at all hours of the night.
Tulip. You don't have to be up here with the normal coworkers. Would you like to take the master bedroom?
Oh, no! I didn't mean it like that. I mean, just
It's much more comfortable.
as a friend, I just was offering my services. That's all.
I'm
She'll
going to
say-
slowly walk backwards with
Yeah.
my
Aizen is a nice guy.
Yeah. So he's a white knight.
My arm. Well, I'm a silver knight, but
She'll just kind of look around awkwardly and say, I think I might like to just stay with you for a while. Things have been crazy. I almost got turned into a vampire. Maybe I
Fun,
should
right?
be in a room with someone
Yeah.
I trust.
You can stay with me,
Okay.
and you can have the bed too.
Oh,
It's the most comfortable one in the house.
that's cool. Thank you.
Aizen sends a death glare.
All right. Anything else?
What's
So-
Cassius doing?
You go in the kitchen, and Cassius is currently just cooking. It looks like he's prepping some kind of dough, just kind of blankly looking, at the cabinets, but he's working some kind of dough.
I want to sneak up behind him and get on my tippy toes and try to put my hands over his eyes and say, "Who's there?"
Make a stealth check for me.
All right.
Oh, are you?
Oh, terrible.
No, he
terrible.
smells you.
Are you screwing with Cassius? What you doing?
9.
You walk up and put your hands over his eyes, and he just doesn't stop, and he says, "Hello, Pip."
I'll pat him on the head and I'll say, "I'm just messing with you." I guess I hop down. I don't know.
Yeah,
how tall he
you
is.
could reach up, right? Maybe?
Maybe.
Sure.
I'll say, "What you cooking?"
Says, "Oh, just some dough for some pies, some meat pies." And he points over at it. There's a bowl full of chopped up.
I would have
kind of meat are we
to be
feeding them?
pointing at a blank wall like the pies over there.
We are not doing a Sweeney Todd. Does not
It
happen.
looks like meat.
And then I will leave him alone to let him work.
in case he gets to it.
Oh, I know.
Okay. But
so So, what, you just leave him to work? Okay.
I don't want to bother him anymore.
I will just go into for the rest of the day, I'll go into a tinkering session.
Mm-hmm.
Just engineering. Got a couple projects.
Okay. So if you're going to work on something, you'll end up making a check that you can increase the chances of being successful by spending extra resources, like basically spending money or time. And it'll take you, we'll say, depending on what you want to make, it'll take different amounts of time. So if you're working on, say, the crossbow shield, is that what you're doing?
Yes.
That would probably take about a week. A lot of prototyping, testing, and at the end of the week, you'll make check with your proficiency bonus and everything, and you can increase that if you spend like 50 gold pieces. We'll give you a bonus.
Okay, I'll start some sketches
Okay.
today.
So that's what he's going to do for the first week. Does anybody else have something they want to do, like downtime or projects for a week?
I just want to go through their library and read
Okay.
books,
Just about general.
particularly on the house.
Okay.
Anything that mentions the house or anything.
Okay. Like the history of the house and
Mhm.
the and guard and the Canadian defenders. Okay. How about you, Lilith?
Reading all the books about the necromancy, all that stuff, and my black book. Maybe
Okay.
uncover some more stuff in it.
Okay.
Drawing a giant picture of me and Isabel. Really nice, detailed picture.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, no.
please don't do that in the library. I can't. Oh,
G-rated.
It's just them sitting at the bar.
Yeah, it's a nice
Yeah.
picture.
okay.
Yeah, it's like, the picture kids draw is like the house and they're outside holding hands.
I don't know.
And
Have
there's
you
a
seen some
sun.
kids' pictures?
There's a sun with a smiley face.
There's a heart over their head.
Yeah, there's like flowers with faces. As you guys are doing this, silver cloud over mountains. You are in a meadow. It stretches on through your entire field of vision in every direction that you look. You stand up and look around. All around you, knee high, are these wildflowers growing in all kinds of shapes and colors and patterns. Do you think that if you looked around, you would never find two flowers that are the same? The sky is this kind of perfect dusk color. All of the aromas of the flowers are mixing. It's beautiful. And as you look around, you also see these huge, like fist-sized bumblebees that are bright purple, just kind of buzzing around, collecting pollen.
Okay.
And then as you're looking around, you see a kind of crystalline-looking sphere floating towards you, just kind of lazily.
Okay.
And it looks like the finest glass you've ever seen. And it reflects kind of, in that refractory way, everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it gets close to you, it just like pops. And then you see a fairy dragon that emerges from it.
Okay.
Good start.
And you recognize this fairy dragon.
Mm-hmm.
This is the fairy dragon that you captured some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And in exchange for letting it go,
Mm-hmm.
you became a warlock of this fairy dragon, or whatever this fairy dragon really is.
Okay.
And it kind of like floats around and says, I need you to do something for me.
Yes.
You need to return to the city. There's something going on that you have to solve.
I've not been there in decades.
Yes, I know. Things have changed, and they will change much more still in the future.
And the defenders?
Oh, they are defunct now. You will find a group that is much more, let's say, malleable in their place.
Very well.
And then it kind of flits over to you, and suddenly you get these flashes in your head. You see what looks like a tear in space, where you see people in armor pouring through it into this meadow. You see another tear in space that looks like it's in a regular field, like you might recognize from the prime material.
Mm-hmm.
And you see these strange creatures with red hats and these big iron boots clomping out in mass into the prime material.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a vision of the Acadian Defenders headquarters as you knew it, the Manor. And you see a flash of this strange framework, this metallic hexagonal object that you don't recognize. It is covered in glyphs and sigils. And then you wake up. Cloud, where do you wake up?
Well, let's see here. Probably about 30 feet up in a tree. I'll shake out my sleeve and out will pop a pseudo dragon and go, Izzy, it's time to leave. And I'll scout around just as I would normally do when I wake up in the morning. And I will climb down the tree.
He's in our backyard.
And I will set off towards Acadia, grumbling how much I hate my full name. And definitely cursing that dragon for saying it every single time. Every single time.
Yes. So, over the course of the week, then I will need Hawthorne. Let's make let's say a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus for tinkering.
Okay.
Are you going to spend any extra money to give yourself a bonus? We'll say you can have advantage if you spend the 50 gold pieces.
I think I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I'll spend 50.
Okay. Cool.
That was helpful. So roll 11 plus 7, so 18.
Okay. So you, at the end of the week, have gone through several designs, made sure to check out all the options, and you found the best fit you can come up with. Since big kite shields are too heavy and cumbersome, if you're trying to aim it, it's not going to work. It's like a small rondelle kind of shield with basically a hand crossbow, or like a light crossbow mounted on the back of it. And you've kind of put some plating over the arms and the string so that if you're actually using it as a shield, it won't get damaged so easily. And it's got a kind of slot at the back where you will feed in a bolt. And then underneath it on the arm side is the lever where you'll pull back, the string to fire it. And as far as you can tell, it works perfectly fine.
Yes. Cool. So
Those are dangerous words from a DM.
Yes.
I will present this to Aizen. Oh, this masterpiece.
This is beautiful. I love it.
Be careful, please.
How can I repay you for this?
Money.
Money? How much would you like?
How much you got?
How does 60 gold sound?
It sounds pretty good.
Okay. How about you make a little bit of a profit off of this?
I mean, yeah, 60 gold profit, yes.
And pat Aizen on the shoulder and say, "Let's go shoot it in the backyard."
Radio.
That poor city wall.
I know, right?
Well, the trident didn't hit the wall. It came back at him.
So yeah, I'm gonna go in the back and shoot it.
Okay. Yeah. So mechanically, it acts the same as a regular shield, and you can use it if you have a free hand. You can use it also as a crossbow, but you can't be wielding a sword and like the way it's made right now. But that way you don't have to have two hands free to use a crossbow. So that's kind of the trade-off.
I will stand behind.
Stand behind the shed at a distance.
So it's basically the same stats as a regular crossbow.
Yes, it's a regular
Hand
crossbow. Well, not a hand crossbow, a light crossbow.
Okay. So I'll fire it. That's what happens.
It takes you a minute to kind of work it out because, Hawthorne has to show you how you feed the bolt in and how you, pull it back underneath where your arm is and all that. But once you figure it out, you can use it pretty much as well as the normal crossbow.
Okay.
Does it have like a magazine or something? We're like,
No, maybe in the future. Yeah. Always be improving. All right. So then, Aizen,
Yes.
you can also make an investigation check if you're reading all these books.
Okay.
If you want, you can hire people to help you. If you want to get advantage, you can spend some gold, hire somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much gold?
We'll say 10 gold pieces
10, okay.
just to get somebody in there or a few
So
people
okay,
in there to comb through all this. help you compile information.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
That's a nat
Cool.
20.
So
Let me get my pen and paper out.
you get these people to go through as many books as possible in this week, and they compile everything they can find in the records about Guard and the Acadian defenders in the manor. Just to cut to the chase, is there anything specifically you're looking for?
Specifically, just the history of... I'm very interested in, like, the rug or anything like that.
Okay.
Like, some distinct features of the manor that...
Okay. You find out, which you already knew before it was Guard, it was the Silverheart Manor. And the Silverheart family had been important in Acadia for a long time, even before the War of Undeath. But when Lord Alistair Silverheart slew the vampiric orc general in the war, he was awarded all kinds of accolades. He was a hero, basically. The city commissioned a giant statue of him, which was kind of triumphant, standing on the severed head of this vampire orc, which supposedly was in the main foyer, where you now see the markings where it's like something was sitting there. That's supposed to be what was there. You don't know where it is, but that's what was in the foyer. And the that runner rug basically is the shorthand storybook version of that battle. You also find, fast forwarding in time, Guard inherited this manor from the city because they solved a haunting that was going on there. At the time, they found ghosts of the Silverheart children, which had been sacrificed by Lord Silverheart to some kind of dark power. Evidently, he was also in that fight turned into a vampire, and he never revealed it to anyone. He managed to keep it a secret through his wealth and his influence, and he didn't really have to leave the manor. But eventually he killed his entire family and then kill himself. And Guard found the children's bodies in the backyard and kind of consecrated them, put them to rest, which solved that problem. You now know it did not solve the problem of Lord Silverheart himself or his wife, Lady Silverheart, which is who Lilith encountered and is subsequently bound to.
But Lord Silverheart is still haunting the manor.
Yes.
Okay.
According to Lady Silverheart's ghost, he's still there.
Anything else? Like any, like...
You find out Guard is an acronym. It stands for the... It's basically the first letter of the original members' names. It's Godeline.
Spell that?
Godeline. Aowen.
Spell that?
Aeonyn. Enwyn, which is spelled with that Latin AE combined. AENWIN. Raccoust, who you know, and Davor. DAVOR.
Raccoust.
Raccoust was an original member of Guard.
Okay. Would have already known that, or...
Yes. I mean, that's kind of common knowledge.
Okay.
Or at least that he was in the Acadian Defenders.
Okay. Davor sounds familiar, like we've talked about him before.
Yes, Davor was the half-orc kind of face of the the organization. He kind of did all the public things that they had to do, record keeper.
Okay.
You know. Anything else? Do you want to know?
Secret compartments of the house?
You do find there's a record of the vault being built after they bought the place.
Does it say why?
No, it just seems to be generally for treasury purposes.
So there's nothing in there that says why the artifact was here in the first place? Okay.
Nope. You also find records with ledgers of different accountings of things in the house. And you could tell from the walls that are so barren, stuff's missing, but there's no record of where it went. There's paintings and statues and tapestries and all kinds of things that are just gone.
Okay.
That you can't account for.
Okay. That's good.
All right.
That's good. That was too much.
Too much.
Too much.
You're welcome.
I wasn't expecting all that, but with
I mean, I could keep going, but I mean, we only have so much time, and I want to get to the cloud. Lilith, so you're doing research.
Yeah.
I'll take an Arcana check from you for the week.
Darn it. That's sadly going to be a 12.
A 12. Is there something in particular you're trying to figure out here?
With which one? The necromancy
with-
books
yeah,
or
with
the
your-
black book?
We'll call them the same
Okay.
check. So
But new powers, knowledge, stuff like that.
okay. Yeah, I mean, once you start going through the books, some of them are incredibly esoteric. They're really hard to decipher. Some of them are written in this really flowery language that kind of romanticizes necromancy.
Necromancy.
Yeah,
Is that strike 3?
No, this is
No.
a different session.
This is a strike on
It's a strike one.
Peter's part.
Yeah, I shouldn't have. That's my bad. I set myself up for that one. But yeah, it's really hard to figure out anything concrete with just a week and trying to decipher all this weird language. You do get the feeling that if you gave it considerable time, you could find out some interesting things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how does the situation with the egg and the orc girl?
Oh yeah, let me. Okay. Wafuzwa will come to you at some point while you're researching, and she says, yeah, I found Lasgar, but she doesn't really want to get rid of the egg. She says she thinks it's about to hatch, and she wants to find out what it is.
Not even for money? She doesn't want to sell it?
She doesn't want to sell it, no.
All right.
I mean, I found her where she's living. I'll just put that out there. I don't know what you want to do with it, but, I'll just leave this here. And she just leaves her address
Okay.
on the table.
All right.
And she is living in the city again, you gather from the address. It's somewhere in the Northwest District, and the slums, as it were.
All right, cool.
Pip, you're working on your drawing. You're having fun, just kind of relaxing for a little bit. A few days into this downtime, you get a visitor. Yeah, Isabel shows up.
Oh, I thought you were about to say the mailman's
Oh,
here.
no.
Oh, no.
Isabel shows up, and she shows up with lots of casks of her ales. Because you guys said you might want to sell it at the manor.
I will invite her in.
Yeah.
I'll say, this is our place.
Wow, this is so great. And you give her a tour, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out in my underwear.
So, oh, hey, I didn't see you. She covers her eyes. She's like, I just kind of showed up. I didn't mean to.
I'm gonna reach to shake her hand.
She shakes with her other hand.
We're glad to have you here.
Yeah, it's great. Pip, you want to give me that tour now?
Yes.
Tour.
Let's go.
It's like
Kind
this
of
is-
nudge Pip.
and whenever she goes in the room, she finds the art or what the drawing, and she's like,
Yeah, she's
Going
like,
through
oh, is this us? This is great.
Thank you.
Draw me like one of your Acadian girls.
Your favorite girls.
So you guys can kind of spend the day together, hang out, whatever you want to do. Go on a date or just, a dinner.
I'll help her bring in her kegs, and I'll show her Cassius and
Mhm.
let her know that you don't put stuff on the floor; he will fall down. And then, we'll go out on the town.
Okay. You guys have a great time. What do you do?
I take her to the theater to go see that 3-hour
Oh,
long
yeah. Shamlet.
Shamlet. Now there's a new one just called Shamilton.
Shamlet. Shamlet 2. This time it's personal.
"Oh, you went to the wrong one. I heard it was a sham."
Oh, no.
Strike one.
Strike 2. That's strike 2. And at some point you're just kind of walking, holding hands. You're reaching up, she's reaching down, holding hands. And she's like, it's really great here. I've never really done a lot in the city. So are you from here? You from the city?
Not this exact part of the city, but yeah, I'm from the city.
Oh, okay. She said, well, do you have any family?
I do. I wouldn't take you to that part of town
Oh.
at this part of day, but
So, okay. Well, maybe I can meet him sometime.
yeah.
Man.
You have any brothers or sisters?
I'll just point at that place that Hawthorne was at the very beginning, where you got the
Oh, the food stand?
the food stand.
The Philly cheesesteak stand.
Yeah.
And I'll say, oh, let's go get some Philly cheesesteaks.
Acadian cheesesteaks.
Acadian cheesesteaks.
Make a deception check for me.
All right.
So you're trying to hide something.
Already keeping secrets.
I only got 9.
She says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? I didn't mean to step on any nerves or anything."
Oh no, you're fine. It's just, it's been a while. I can't even remember the year. It's been so long ago. Yeah, I used to have a sister. Her name was Nedney. We looked exactly the opposite. She didn't look anything like me, but I'll just keep it at that. I don't want to, downtrodden the experience.
She'll say, "Well, I had a brother, but he died a while back.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He had this weird sickness. I don't know what happened. Nobody knows. He just kind of got thinner and weaker, and we tried everything. We took him in here to see some clerics, see what they could do. Nobody seemed to know what was going on, and he eventually died."
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was 5 years now.
I'll start to head to the stand, and I want to still talk with her more further in depth.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask the guy, "Hey, can you make us, two
two.
Acadian cheesesteaks?"
All the way.
Yeah, everything on it. And I'll say, I don't even know what to ask her. I'm just having trouble in my mind trying to think about.
She just starts eating the thing. She's like, "Oh, this is really good. It could use some crab or something, or maybe some oysters." You think they could do this with like crab or like a lobster roll?
We could always make our own. And I'll contemplate on that. I don't want to bring it up again out of.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can just keep going. Finish your date. So then after this week, that she eventually leaves. The next day, she has just to go back and keep running the business, but she leaves all the ale, and she says, "Well, I really shouldn't do this, but we'll just say I'm working on consignment, and you can, kind of pay me the next time I come down."
All right, that works.
And then she leaves.
Oh, is it the disgusting ale?
Yes, it's all the
I will.
The lobster wheat beer and the.
I don't want anyone to see me. I am going out into the back and tapping them, pouring out all of their stuff, and filling it up with the beer from our from the keg.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh boy. Okay. Let me remember that.
Oh no.
Wow.
I'm also going to put this in here. Every day during the week, I'm going to go out into the garden and I'm going to pick some flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to set them. I'm not going to actually ever give them to her, but I'll just set them by the door.
Every day when I go into bed, after working on Aizen's bow shield, I will say, "Oh, some flowers," and I'll bring them in and say, "Hey, Tulip, I got you some flowers. I hope you're feeling better today."
Boom. Tulip happily accepts.
I cast Zone of Truth.
And over the course of the week, she gets more and more of her strength back, and you see sometimes she goes like out back and kind of like trains throwing daggers and different things. And after the first week, she seems to be hale and hearty again, full of vim and vigor, moxie. So, after that first week, sometime during that week, Cloud, it doesn't take you long to get to this city.
Mm-hmm.
How did you go in? Do you just kind of go in the normal way, or
So, I'm probably being half dragged by my pseudo dragon, who kind of comes out and gives me a tug whenever I kind of look back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull a cloak. Definitely out of my provisions.
Mm-hmm.
That has a fairly large hood. Put it over my ears.
Mm-hmm.
And just as I get closer and closer to the city, my tail starts swishing back and forth.
Yes.
As if I'm just getting nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. But I would probably go in through the main gate, but try off to one side.
Mm-hmm.
and then make a beeline for where I know the manor to be.
Okay.
Avoiding
all 4 paws.
avoiding as much as possible the slum quarter.
Yeah, that's
just because of
Yeah.
bad memories from my youth.
so. As a tabaxi, could you tell our friends and our listeners what kind of cat you kind of look like?
So I kind of imagine myself looking. Well, I don't imagine myself looking at. I look. I'd say I'd be more kind of lynx-ish, silver, kind of white swirling patterns in my fur. I should probably note that as I'm going in, I'm probably adjusting an eye patch,
Oh, okay.
and my cloak and gear and stuff have been with me for quite a long time. So they're kind of, they've been patched, they've been repaired, and also, when traveling and I've got my hood up, occasionally my pseudo dragon will poke his head out, sniff the air a little bit, go back in, riding on my shoulders. But
What's your pseudo dragon look like?
So the pseudo dragon is red.
Classic.
Classic pseudo dragon.
Yeah. Candy apple red, straight 6.
Occasionally tries to fly out, and I have to pounce after him. On more than one occasion, I've probably had to spend a ritual resummoning him because I was a little too energetic. In trying to retrieve him. But yeah, I'm fairly tall, lynxish, so kind of the tufted ears, the single eye, big old hood, and cloak over my.
So you're actually missing the other eye.
I am missing an eye.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a rough life in the Outlands.
There's like no eye there; it's just an empty socket.
So if I were to take the eye patch off, it would look like it's permanently closed.
Okay.
So, as you mentioned, returning to the city, not great for you.
No.
And as soon as you get close and you start seeing outside the main gates, all of the commerce, people with animals, all the noises, it really grates on you. Starts like raising your hackles immediately. And you just kind of try to slink in. Make a stealth check for me.
So that is 9 plus of 16.
Okay. Yeah, most people seem to pay no mind to you, but occasionally, as you're going down the main thoroughfare, the promenade that leads to the circular, promenade that goes around the spire that can lead you to all the other districts, as you're headed to the kind of noble district where the manor is, some guards notice you every now and then, and when they do, they have this kind of immediate look of like suspicion, some of them like disdain, and that's common for tabaxi in the city. Tabaxi in Acadia have historically been regarded as ne'er-do-wells, not like a thieves guild, but more of an organized crime kind of thing.
Okay.
They have legitimate businesses, but they tend to get up to some skullduggery. So you get some strange looks.
Okay.
But it's not hard for you to make your way through the city. No one stops you because you're not doing anything illegal. When you make it into the district, you can make your way to the large square, where you turn off down the avenue towards the city walls, and in the distance you see the manor. And it looks... you've probably seen it before when you lived in the city. But it looks way better than it ever did. It's been cleaned up. The topiaries are being shaped. It's been painted. You can see it's actually in the process of being painted again. It's going from red to blue.
Mutter under my breath, who picked these colors?
Would you remember the original color?
I don't know would I have been. So, thinking back from my memory, I've not been in this city since I was a wee kitten.
So how old is Cloud?
Cloud is, I believe,
in cat years.
Cloud is my age. He's 31.
Oh, okay. You would remember the defenders looking really rough. You growing up was kind of on the cusp of when they started to go into decline as the city militia and the religious organizations picking up all the things that the Acadian Defenders used to do. So it wasn't like totally defunct at all, but definitely on the downturn.
Okay.
You remember it being just like brown.
Okay. Brown and shabby.
Yep. You see it's quite busy at the moment. It's like the middle of the day. There's a line of people going in. There's someone who looks like they're trying to gather a crowd to do something and go in. You have no idea.
Okay.
But it's kind of busy.
All right. Well, I'm going to draw my hood a little closer. Try to get and see what the crowd in front of the manor is doing.
Okay.
Did we have is this like the grand opening?
Yes. This is like the grand opening of the historic Guard Museum.
Okay.
So as you approach, you can start perking up your ears, and you hear the lady who's at the front of the line talking, and she is this really tall gold dragonborn lady.
Okay.
She's wearing pretty nice clothes, but you can tell that it's like bulky under them. You're guessing there's some armor under there, and she has an incredibly high pitched voice. She's like, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna begin our first tour, and you'll get to walk through and see the wonderful history of Guard in Acadia."
Okay. So
I'm going to join the crowd.
You're going to take the tour?
I'm going to take the tour.
Okay.
I'll hand out food
Okay.
just to help because it's our opening. I don't want to just be doing it nothing.
Okay. What are you giving people?
Waffle balls.
Yeah. Little mini
All right.
bite-sized waffle.
Yeah, like Costco sample.
Yeah.
Waffle balls.
Just to entice them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you see a little halfling man handing out these strange pastries with filling in them.
So I'm going to try to join the tour.
Okay.
And I might snag a pastry. Still probably pretty insular from just the experience of being around so many people.
I'm used to tabaxis, right? I mean, there's not a lot. But I'm used to them being around.
Yeah, you would have seen them
any
before,
Acadia?
especially having lived in the slums.
Yeah.
But you have the same kind of knowledge about them as everyone else that typically they're involved in some shady things.
Alrighty.
What about in the higher district? Is there any more? The Elven district? Is the tabaxis ever really show
No,
up? Or maybe-
the Elven district is almost exclusively elves.
Or any? What about like the merchant? The
I mean, they when conducting business might show up,
because they have wares.
Yeah.
Tabaxi has wares.
So actually, as wares. Yeah.
I'm not going to be rude to somebody who's in the group. So I'll hand them one real nicely, and I'll say, "Have a good time," and I'll turn around and start handing them to other people.
So I'm going to nibble it and make a face. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So I'm going to poke it up back behind me, and you might hear some crunching noises.
Oh, okay.
Some contented. And I'm just going to kind of follow around in the tour.
Okay.
And I'd like to kind of make my way up towards the high-pitched voice dragon lady.
Okay. Yeah. She walks you guys through. Goes in through the foyer. She tells you. Did you share any of the things that you found about the manor with them?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, how about just some of the information to add some flavor to the tour?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Oh well,
not
the super dark stuff, but
Yeah. She'll
We'll have a little bit of dark stuff. Have a little intrigue.
I don't want them to know about the vault.
Yeah, obviously.
But and I really don't want them to know about Lord Silverheart being a vampire or anything.
Yeah,
so I'll
that's
leave that
probably-
stuff out.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting history. You could throw that in there. I mean, throw some dark, like
No,
It'd be like
no.
the ghost tours in New Orleans and stuff.
yeah. I mean, it's like a ghost tour type thing. It might bring in some.
tour.
It might bring in some revenue.
Lilith, all I'm saying.
So, do you walk up to him and say this as the tour's going on?
Whisper.
Okay.
Whisper.
Lilith, all I'm saying is that if people remember Lord Silverheart as a hero, let's let them have that for a little while longer.
Let's start some rumors.
Until we have more information on
What he's saying
on
is
him.
make money off of him being a hero first, and then we'll make money off him being a ghost.
Yeah, well, Hawthorne said.
Do I hear any of this?
Make a perception check.
With your cat ears.
So that is a 21.
Yeah. Yeah, you see as the tour starts, and Lafuzwal is like pointing out all of these things that should be in the manor that aren't there, and people look like oddly unimpressed. You perk up because you see a cluster of people who look different from the normal tourists talking, and you hear these things they're saying about vampires and ghosts and
So, given kind of the metaphysical nature of the dream and the vision that was bestowed upon me, I'm going to be interested in that. So, I'm going to kind of hang back to the tour, and I'm going to walk up to these guys.
Okay.
Can I help you?
Yes, I think I heard something about some secrets of this manor, or something magical. I'm on a mission. Are you? Do you happen to know who lives here? Who runs this?
I hear
Can we get an
there.
insight check?
Yeah, I mean,
I was
sure.
Nat 20.
I mean,
I just asked a question.
yeah, Cloud is being sincere as far as you can tell about what he's saying. He's not hiding anything. He looks pretty confident.
Yes, well, I am the... We are the head of this household.
So you are defenders then?
We're not defenders. No.
We're
We're
business.
with Acquisitions
people.
Incorporated.
What kind of a name is that?
It's our business.
I mean, we're trying to come up with a franchise name.
Yes.
That's the original founders.
The issue is we're branching out in a lot of different kind of occupations or career paths,
We're trying to find out what works.
businesses. So those little waffle bowls that were handed out earlier, those are we make those, and then we also conduct tours of the manor.
Wait, you mean lizard treats?
No, the waffle bowls, the bowls made out of waffles with pastries and stuff inside of them.
Wait, you eat those?
I will be scarfing down as I'm handing them out to people.
Yes, we do.
My eye like kind of flares up like a cat's does.
I think Pip has a big waffle bowl full of tiny.
I'm sorry, you said you were on a mission?
It's the Pip special.
Well,
You seem to...
my benefactor.
My hand's on the hilt right now.
I've had a vision, and I think I need to be here for some reason. Is there a place that we could talk in private?
Yes. Where's the tour going right now?
The tour is going in the west wing towards the office and the master bedroom to go look at the runner rug
Okay.
with the story on it and everything.
Give me just 1 second.
The desk, my ironwood
Your
desk
ironwood desk.
is
It is
masked off.
cordoned
You
off.
cannot-
Yes. No.
do not.
It's behind the velvet rope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to Wafoozle and just whisper, "Keep them out of the library."
Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. And then she takes them off in here, saying, "You can see in here. This room is the same."
With my
She walks off.
scoutiness, I'm going
go.
to look at Aizen with his hand on his hilt and have a feeling. And I'll put down my waffle bowl and put my hand on my axe's handle, and I will start to walk sort of kind of close to the library, but not too close. Because I guess everyone's already passed through it.
Do I notice their
Probably.
their
I mean, they're
actions?
not like hiding it.
Okay.
Mr. Tabaxi.
Cloud.
Cloud. Okay. Cloud. You're more than welcome to come into the library with us.
Sorry. Cloud looks around and nods.
Cloud, is that your first name?
Not quite.
Strife. Cloud Strife.
So that's your last name?
Also not quite. Do you don't know much about my kind, do you?
Did you have a fantasy that was maybe final?
The final one? Maybe the seventh.
About that.
The seventh final.
About that. Close the door.
Oh. Yeah, you go into the library, the study, and you've never been in the manor before. And it's pretty striking. It's, 2 stories, wall to floor to ceiling, bookshelves, books, huge table, map of Acadia,
Do I see anything resembling my hexagonal metal?
Where are you keeping the
Hexagonal
orrery?
metal
The
thing.
orrery is in the workshop.
Okay, still in the workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't see it.
Okay.
But I mean, I do have the timepiece of travel with me.
What about the second piece?
If you have,
Yeah, that was
So
given
you
to
have-
you.
Okay, yeah.
So
Somewhere.
I will, once I'm kind of certain that we're alone, and I'm going to make sure that I position myself. You said the library is 2 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly speaking, how far away is the second story?
It's about, let's say, 10, 12 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just position myself somewhere in the room, skittishly looking for the exits and making sure
yeah.
that kind of.
Yeah, you can see there's the double doors you came through. If you look up, there's the kind of mezzanine that goes all the way around.
Okay.
There's doors that looks like double doors on top above where the other ones were. There's doors at the rear that lead to the backyard.
Okay.
So
I am here, and believe me, I don't necessarily want to be, because I believe I was given a warning, and I believe I'm supposed to deliver it here.
A warning? What do you mean?
Well, I have a benefactor. I don't know if they are really who they seem to be when they speak to me, but they speak to me in dreams. And a dream I had roughly a week ago, I saw myself in this otherworldly place, and I saw a tear in the fabric of space, and I believe I'm remembering this right, beings in armor pouring out into this otherworldly natural meadow.
mhm.
And then the vision shifted, and I saw something that was much more real, but similar. And I saw the same rip in space. And I saw red hats, iron boots marching through. And then finally I saw an object and a desire to come here. An object, I don't know what size, but metal, hexagonal. I think these things are related. And I felt a calling to come here and relay that message.
I'll share a glance with Hawthorne.
yeah, brief glance.
I will lock the door.
And get to killing. No.
I'm going to ready something when he clicks the door,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay.
God, I apologize for having to ask this, but I'm not sure how we can trust you yet. What's your connection to this, other than a vision?
I don't know, but my benefactor has never been wrong.
Who's your benefactor?
I don't rightfully know. So I have a hobby.
Yeah, I tinker. Artifice.
And I chase lizards. And it's fun. Keeps me in shape. And honestly, surviving outside the city these past few decades has not been the easiest task, and I'll brush my eye patch. But my benefactor has granted me powers and a measure of control over what I am. I trust him, that it is not steering me wrong, and therefore I must have a reason to be here.
Well, welcome aboard.
You're hired.
And at that, I'll just because of that outburst, I'll release the thing that I was holding, and bonus action Misty Step to the balcony.
Misty Step right next to him.
Oh, yeah. It's a Misty Step chase.
Sorry, that one was loud.
What happens when you scare a cat?
I'm gonna just stand there like. Oh, hi, what's up? Oh, there you are.
For the podcast listeners, Chris looked around and then up.
Third strike.
So, how do you guys feel? Do you want to try to figure this thing out?
Do you have any more description of what this hexagonal object looks like?
How much detail would I have seen from the vision?
You saw enough to relay the fact that it looked like some kind of metal framework, possibly gold, with runes and like magical formula or something etched into it.
Okay. I'll relay that information and see if that sparks recognition among the group.
I will respond. So yeah, we've heard of such an object ourselves, and we are looking to complete it. We were told that there are some pieces that need to be added to it. It's not complete in that form that you described.
Interesting. So from my dream vision, do I feel that the object is connected to the visions?
You do.
And do I feel ominously about that?
You feel like it's something you need to work towards. It would be helpful for solving whatever this problem is.
Well, I feel like maybe I'm here to help you complete it then, or at least assist, if you will have me.
Are you still talking from the balcony?
Yes.
I'm right next to him.
Do you describe in detail the beginning of your dream, the place you were in with the flowers?
I see no reason why not.
Okay. Aizen, when he describes that, given your history, the fact that you are Eladrin and your curiosity about your real parents, you've tried to find out as much as you can about the Feywild. And when he describes the field with the flowers and the strange giant bees and everything and the perfect lighting, that sounds very much like the Feywild to you from what you've read, or maybe part of it.
In excitement, color changes to a very light green, and I grab his shoulders. And
Bonus action, Misty stepped to the other side of the balcony.
at this point, I'm holding you. I'm like, you're from the Feywild?
I am not from there, but I am familiar with it. Every time I receive a vision, I am in that place, yes.
What's it like? Have you seen my family?
Are your family giant purple bees?
I don't know.
Or dragons?
I don't know.
Well, you're not much help, are you?
I assume at least one of them is the elf. But
Aizen, are you from the Feywild?
yes, I'm fine with sharing this. But yes, I'm from the Feywild. I was brought here as a very small child, and I really don't remember anything of it, other than what I learned in research. Podcast.
For the podcast listeners, Cloud is licking the back of his hand like a cat, preening.
Anyways,
What? We do that.
but yes,
Don't judge.
there was I don't know what to call it, a convergence between the Feywild and this plane, and I got caught in that, and then I wound up here, and then that's when my adopted father took me in, Rithian.
Well,
So you're not really from the Feywild. You don't know how to get there?
So far, only in dreams.
Okay.
well, from what I've read about the hexagonal object, it may be able to transport us to other realms, like this Feywild. So if we complete it, find all the objects, we could go.
Welcome aboard.
I've already welcomed them aboard.
And welcome officially from the decisionist.
Oh, but
I don't actually officially know your names yet.
Yeah.
No. Let me introduce myself. Aizen Cruxis. I bow.
Hawthorne Flaxtop.
Okay.
Lilith, just Lilith.
I
You
like
can call
that.
her just-
I like that a lot.
What are we doing? Huh? and I'll have a little waffle bowl. Pip Hiltfray. I will unlock the door
And
and go, he's not just a crazy person.
And whenever he unlocks the door, I'm going to walk out, grab Knot, and head out the door
Okay. Where are you going with that?
to the orc's house.
Oh, yeah.
I forget her name.
To Lasgar's house. To
Yeah, Lasgar's house. So,
All right.
Cloud, if you're going to be joining us, we have a few pieces of paperwork we'll need you to sign.
Yes.
Paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You have a signature.
In the wilds, there are no.
You can make your mark. You know.
In
When
on the
cats
paper.
mark things?
Please don't be on the paper.
in the wild, there are no contracts.
Well,
But
here-
show me what I need to do.
Well, after Foosball has finished the tour, she will set you up.
Okay.
If you're going to hire Cloud officially, then he can pick a profession also.
It was getting there.
Yeah. Just want to point that out because it's, exciting for me.
We're just going to start with the standard non-disclosure agreements. And,
If you
swear
get
that you
hurt,
are
it's
not
not our fault.
Yeah, exactly.
we can represent your image in publications.
Why would I care about any of this?
It's standard protocol.
Standard protocol. That's all.
Okay, well, if I have to sign it this way, I'll do it. But my name is Silver Cloud Over Mountains.
Very lovely name.
Can I call you Silver?
Or Mr. Overmountain.
My claws. I unsheath my claws.
Silver it is.
Eventually, then the tour is finished, and Waffles will come see you guys in the library. She says, "Well, it went all right. Some people liked it. They complained there wasn't much to look at, but I don't know what else to do."
Did you show them Dunk?
No, I didn't know Dunk was part of the tour.
What foosball? In the future, if you get the time and get the chance, could you please acquire some, or search and acquire some guard items?
Yeah, okay.
And maybe put them around the house and
and if
then
not,
make
just-
something up about them?
Yeah.
Filler artifacts.
Okay. She says, also, this came through this morning. You guys were busy. I was doing the tour. She pulls out, she has her documancy satchel. She's the documancer. She pulls out the notebook that goes in it, and she opens it to a page. And on it, you can see someone has written a letter, but it is clearly not Wafoosball's handwriting. You've seen that plenty of
Yeah,
times.
her handwriting looks high-pitched.
Yeah.
Everything's in exclamation
Yeah.
marks.
It's
Don't
very
know what
long,
it's
thin letters up and no. It looks like a very steady, precise hand, and written in it, it says, "Heard about the report from the lighthouse. Drawn Enterprises needs to be stopped, but we need to know it was them. I need you to find evidence linking them to getting my people killed. I have no problem with reprisal, but I can't go after them without knowing for sure. I don't care how you do it. Just find out. Sincerely yours, Omen Drawn, CEO, Acquisitions Incorporated."
Why is everybody looking at me? I'm not familiar with any of this.
That may be where we need to end today.
All right.
Wafoos
Now walk away.
Wafoos was like writing your name down, and she says, "Silver Cloud Over Mountains, SCOM, scum."
I knew it was coming.
So I think that'll be good for this time. We've got a new employee. Found out a bunch of lore. Everybody's got their own stuff going on.
Too much lore.
Too much lore. There's no such thing. You shut your mouth.
Yeah. Get out of here.
That's a strike for you too.
He works hard on this.
I do. So anyway, I had a great time. Hope everybody had a great time listening. Check us out on Instagram at Charisma Check Podcast. Check out our Patreon. We're going to be trying real hard to get some cool stuff up on there soon. Be sure to check out Found Familiar Coffee, our affiliate. If you go to foundfamiliar.com, you can order some great D&D themed coffee. It's delicious. We're drinking it again this time. It's fantastic. If you enter our coupon code, Charisma Check, all one word, at checkout, you'll get a 10% discount off your whole order. It was great having our first guest star. Yes,
Yeah,
and he'll be joining us for hopefully quite a few sessions as we get this resolved.
Seems more professional, some of us.
Yes.
Particularly me.
He'll have his very own pixel portrait. It'll be up on our Instagram. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.